Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here with personal instructions on the use of Everyman's visualization tool. This is a fantastic tool that I have designed, researched, and used for many years, and we have several of these tools. Some are funner than others, some of them are more complicated to use, but this is how you develop a visualization. So, if you are able to visualize now, you will double your abilities, and clear visualization is critical to all manifestation. Now, let's show you what you get. First of all, you're going to get... Now, you may not be the exact same things you see here because things are based, unfortunately, on availability. Some things we can get, other times they change slightly, and you may get some other tools, but this is how it works, no matter what it is. You can use it in a similar manner. If it's radically different, you'll probably have a new instructional video. But you get these wood shapes. You get these wood containers here. I should say slots. Now, this is designed, of course, for lining the objects up to insert in here. But we're going to use them in a different way. And, of course, that's what you're exactly paying for here, and everything else is all the engineering, the years of research that have went into all these things. But you're going to get a certain number, and as I said, I hate to be exact because things may change, a number of shapes, and you should get the exact same number of actual wood that fit individually into the inserts, as you will do here. Okay? You will get 2 sigils. These are sigils, 1 sigil, and they should be marked at the bottom. These aren't, but the ones you get may be, but if not, there should be some way of saying 1 sigil. This is actually the personal sigil, and we'll get into the use of that. And this is the machine sigil, and that will show you that as well. For this particular model right now, we have a real fun Star Wars items that you can work with. Who doesn't like Star Wars? The whole idea is make things fun and interesting. If you want boring metal shapes and squares, well, you're with the wrong organization. I make things fun. We want to have fun shapes. Why sense something that's so boring when you can sense something that's fun? And that's what this is all about. It's about sensing, turning off your external nonsense, your vision, your thinking, and tuning into your higher self, which is where all empowerment comes from. So, how you start off first here is you can lay these things out. I've said, oh, you almost missed it. You also get this box. And this is a repurpose. It's used for kind of a similar fun purpose, is that you put things in here and then you try to figure out what they are in the bags. Now, you may or may not have the original instructions enclosed, and you can use it like that if you wish, as a fun little game. But you get this box. It's a plastic box. It looks a little woodenish. And, of course, as you can see what's in the box, you have on each side, you have openings to stick your hands in. Now, if you really have trouble with this, you can actually take these off so you have more room. Sometimes people with bigger hands. But this is made for adults. So it's not made for children. But if you have trouble getting your hands in, you certainly can remove that. Let's look at the side here. Here's the side. This can be removed. There are screws on the inside if you choose to want that. But it's fine the way it is. I mean, it's nice that you can actually have those kind of covered. At the top here, you'll see a little, this is actually a timer. Hear that? And then it clicks off. Now, you can, the whole idea is when you get good at this stuff, you want to make it more difficult. Put some pressure on yourself to visualize faster, and you can use a timer if you want. We'll get into the use of all that and the use of these cards as well, and the many different ways to use it. So I'm going to give you the quick standard way of using things, and then we're going to go into the more complicated or more sensing. Now, I have done, and I'm not going to repeat myself here because it's just kind of a waste, there is a long 4-section lecture on visualization and why it's important to use tools and other things. So do listen to that. Go to the link. It's on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to. And like the videos. That's all part of supporting the organization. The more support we get, the better and better tools we can bring out to you. So listen to those 4. Take your time. It's an in-depth lecture going on for an hour or so, which will give you all the information. It's very important that you listen to that at least once. So you know about visualization, what it does, and how it works. Now, most people tell me they have trouble visualizing. And this is because they have trouble because their entire consciousness is geared towards their sight and their sight only. Well, this is pretty sad. So, but that's how we all work. Sight is the main sense we use to figure the world out. And it's very quick. And you identify things, your brain clicks in what it is quickly. It goes through your little file system of, well, this picture means this. And it works quickly and fast. So this is why people are into that. But what happens is that you give your entire empowerments over to that. And sight is not meant to do anything but keep you in the moment aware of what's going on. It is not a tool you use for empowerment or for manifesting. And of course, that's what the manifesting sciences are all about. And that's what IGOS is about. It's all about manifesting. And it's as simple as that. So, if you're using just your sight, you are screwing yourself. So, you're having a serious problem if that's all you're using. Your other senses are being literally turned off. Your hearing goes down, your touch goes down. And it's amazing when you take sight away from people, they have a trouble with with all the other senses. Particularly, it's interesting to note when people taste something, if they don't see it first, they have trouble identifying it. It just shows you how dominant your vision is. Now, this is very bad for all empowerments. So, because you're turning everything off when you want to do the opposite. Famous psychic and researcher, Ellen Garrett, who's written a couple of books and who was active, I believe, in the 40s and 50s, used to state that she gets all of her abilities, and they were proven in the lab that she was very powerful, by filling her senses up. Everything. She hears a pin drop. She sees a spot on something. She can touch any surface and identify. So she fills all of her senses up, and that's right. That's what you do to trigger high levels of psychic empowerment. So that's how you trigger ESP, by filling your senses up. But that's one way to do it. But when it comes to visualization, it's your critical skill for everything. You have to clearly visualize. Now, you also have access to our visualization page and other things where there's other books if you want to. We have a Tibetan course on visualization, kind of a weird and interesting course using body positions, and I believe it's a 20-week course that you do these exercises. Very unusual, called empowered visualization, and this comes from Tibet. But the bottom line is that that's a little awkward to do, and it's time-consuming, typical old-school stuff. Now, I've produced things here that are new school, that are exciting and are fascinating, and you start to actually develop very powerful visualization skills. And you need to have that. That's the number one. You need to first start off, and I hope everybody understands that you need to first start off with going through the proper system that IGOS offers. And that system has to do with the fact of, first, you center yourself. You have to control your mind and get it into a neutral area.